Okay, I ran out of storage on my phone, so hopefully we can pick this back up. We're talking about compound interest and so what these symbols mean. AFT is the amount of money you have in your account at any particular time, where T is in years. P is principal. It's the initial amount of money that you invest or the initial amount of money that you borrow. It's the initial money. R stands for the interest rate. It is always in decimal. N is for how many compoundings they take per year. So what they do for compoundings, let's just say it's compounded twice a year. That means halfway through the year they'll stop and they say, how much interest have you earned on this? And so they would add that amount of interest to the amount that you invested, and they'll start helping you earn money on that amount that you've initially invested, P, plus your interest. What if they stopped monthly? What if N, the amount of compoundings, was monthly? That means after every month they would stop and say, okay, how much interest have you earned? Add that to the amount of interest of money you're drawing interest on, and so you earn money on your money. Then after 2 months they say, how much interest have you earned off of that amount? And they'd add that to P, and they say, okay, now let's draw interest on that. So it works in your favor if it's an investment. Now, what if it's something you borrowed? It is totally against you if it's money that you borrowed. So like, let's just say you have a loan. And so they stop every month and they say, you have to pay interest on this amount of money that you borrowed from us. But now we're going to stop after each month and say, how much interest have you earned? Let's say you borrowed $1,000. They're going to add that interest to the $1,000, and so you'll have to pay more than the interest you would earn on $1,000. You'd have to pay on the $1,000 plus that amount of interest. Then after 2 months, they'll say, oh, how much more interest have you earned? Let's add that to the amount that you owe us. And so you have to pay money on the money you borrowed. That's compounding interest. So it really works against you if you are in a situation where you owe money, and it works for you if it's in a situation where you're earning money, like a savings account or something like that. Anyway, that's what those symbols mean. N is the number of compoundings per year. So let's just talk about what they could be. Let's see. You could have where you did N, you had annual. If it's compounded annually, compounded annually, or compounded monthly, or semi-annually, or quarterly, or weekly, or daily. If it's compounded 1 time a year, N would be 1. If it's compounded monthly, there's 12 months in a year. They're going to stop 12 times a year and add more interest to it. Semi-annually means twice a year. N would be 2. Quarterly means 4 times a year. N would be 4. Weekly means how many weeks there are in a year. 52. N would be 52. Daily would be, we go with 365. I know that's not exact, but 365 is what it would be daily. Okay, so that's how you can figure out the value of N. I'm going to do one calculation with you guys just to show you how it goes, and then you can do the rest. Let's just do number 56. They want us to figure out A of T. In 56, they tell us that P is equal to 12,500, that R is 3% or 0.03, that it is compounded quarterly, so N is 4, and it's going for 3 years. So what we have to figure out here is A of 3. What is A of 3? A of 3 would equal to 12,500 times 1 plus 0.03 divided by 4 raised to 4 times 3. So we'll put that in our calculator, and then we round to 2 places because this is money. We round to the nearest penny. So it would be like this. Let's see. When I put this in my calculator, I do order of operations. I'm going to start with 0.03 divided by 4 plus 1. 0.03 divided by 4, enter, plus 1, enter. Every time I put enter, it's like it calculates it, and that's what my parentheses in. So right now I said 0.03 divided by 4 plus 1 gives me 1.0075. Now I'm going to raise that to this power. I'm going to raise that to the 12th power. And now I have 1.0938. That's this much. Now I'm going to multiply that by this number, 12,500 times 12,500, and I get 1362.59. 1362, no, 672, sorry, 72.59. And this is the amount of money I will have in my account after 3 years at that particular interest rate with that initial investment, compounding that many times a year. That was 56. Okay, so that's how you can fill in the chart.